All right. Now, as growth slow down and liquidity concerns continue to linger, uncertainty and volatility has taken a toll on investor sentiment recently. It's all about fishing for value and finding cover in these unpredictable times. Now, we have Vineeta Sharma, Head of Research at Narnolia Financial Advisors, joining in with some investment ideas. Thank you. Good morning and welcome for joining here on Business Television India, Vineeta. First up, let me begin by asking you, well, Axis Bank does feature on your top bets. What is it that makes you go bullish on Axis Bank, and how does it compare with other private banks?
Good morning, Abhishek. Corporate lenders have been, our top bets for some 3 to 4 quarters now, and Axis Bank currently we are liking it as a top investment idea. For there are 2-3 reasons which can be cited. One is, the loan growth that we expect in Axis Bank. It is expected to be a little higher than what the industry growth would be, as well as most of the slippages, the main concern for most of the entire banking industry. The slippages are expected to be within the watch list. Obviously, there could be 1 or 2 instances going forward. Management is cautious about that. But by and large, if we consider the provision coverage ratio for the company, it is the specific provision coverage is around 62%. So I think from asset quality point of view, from the profitability point of view, the company is far more secured from here, and I think the worst might be over for most of the banks, including Axis Bank. So top line, we are expecting around 14% for this quarter. The loan growth is expected around 17% for the quarter, and also because of the lower provisioning going forward, the PAT will be many folds. So I think that's the reason we are liking Axis Bank, and it's in our radar.
All right, you're quite optimistic on Axis Bank, but when you talk of Axis Bank, Vineeta, the other comparison that immediately props up is ICICI Bank, especially with the kind of rally the stock itself for both Axis Bank and ICICI Bank has exhibited of late. So how would you sort of, choose Axis Bank over ICICI Bank, in terms of valuation?
So, see, Axis, SBI and ICICI are the top picks that we have in the corporate banking space. So, since one company I'm expected to, tell the investors out of the whole lot, I would say Axis Bank, because we are also quite optimist on the new management, and I think the way things are going to get forward from here, things look far more clearer, and let's see how this quarter pans out and what the commentary comes in from the management. So ICICI, I would not rate it down. That is also one of the top picks in the corporate banking space, but we are liking Axis Bank at this point of time a little better.
Okay, Axis Bank, a preferred pick from the banking space as far as Vineeta is concerned. In fact, the new management also working in as a trigger for this kind of a preference for Axis Bank from the pack. And now moving on, Vineeta, also, if I may want to draw your attention to the cement space here. And as far as your top picks are concerned, well, Ultratech does feature on top when it comes to the cement space, and how are you, what is the kind of rationale that you have in terms of preferring Ultratech over others, and how does valuation sort of emerge as far as Ultratech is concerned?
So, given our thesis, our expectation that, post this budget, lot of infrastructure boom should be given in the industry, as well as, the overall infrastructural spending should go high, and especially for the housing for all scheme is there, and that all these should give strong volume growth, and this provides a good visibility for cement demand, and hence good visibility for cement companies going forward. Now, why Ultratech is because, Ultratech in the past 2 years or 1 year to be more specific, it has gone massive changes because of lot of acquisitions that it has done. So Ultratech now, it has acquired JP Cements, it has Binani, it has Century in its bouquet. So I think, as from a company point of view, Ultratech has grown double its size. Moreover, given the thrust of the industry itself is expected to grow because of the rural housing scheme, the low income housing scheme like Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, etc. Also, Ultratech has been able to maintain the demand, the volume growth. Last quarter also we saw that. And 2-3 quarters it takes, when you make such big investments and big acquisitions in the company, there are 2-3 quarters when it is required for the initial stabilizing of all the acquisitions, and that we are able to see, like for JP Cement has almost been stabilized, and if you consider Nath Dwara, so that also is getting stabilized. Management had hinted that EBITDA per ton every month has been increasing, and by the end of this year, FY20, this company, integration of UNCL will also become PBT positive. So, at the end of this FY20, I think Ultratech profitability and the, it will be at a different league considering the whole cement space. And regarding valuation, the company is trading around 17.5 times FY20 EV upon EBITDA, and that provides some room for upside also. We have a price target of around 5,200 for Ultratech.
All right, Vineeta, thank you so much for sharing your top bets today. In fact, the two names that we discussed that was coming in from Vineeta was the likes of Axis Bank and Ultratech. In fact, now to discuss auto sales numbers have been